Hi, brothers and sisters. Today I actually want to share another hell testimony with you. And this is regarding a gentleman that is, I think he's from Ghana. Yes, he's from Kumasi in Ghana. His name is Emmanuel Agyarko. I'm not sure if this is a book, but it says Divine Revelation of Hellfire. And it says Emmanuel is a teenager from Kumasi in Ghana. He started seeing visions when he was a child, but it was once in a while. However, around 2009, it increased, and the Lord has shown him many visions since 2009. He has been to heaven and hell on numerous occasions. So I'm literally going to start off with a section of his testimony. And in this testimony, he's talking about footballers in hell. So I'm just going to go through and read his testimony to you. So it starts off by him saying, I then saw a 12-year-old boy who was a footballer. I asked the Lord why he was there, and the Lord said because he was into the occult. His teacher led him into this practice so he could be a great footballer. He was taken to an occultist for charms and special oil to play well. I also saw another footballer from Brazil. He went to a wizard to help him play in the league. He refused to go back to thank the wizard, so he died on the pitch one day whilst playing a football match. I also saw Marc Vivian Fourier, the Cameroonian footballer who died during a football match in France in 2003. He went to the Queen of the Coast for powers to play in the African Cup of Nations. After obtaining the powers, he was supposed to sacrifice his mother to the Queen of the Coast, but refused to do it. So during that fateful day, a spirit from the water kingdom struck his heart and killed him instantly on the pitch. So he was in hell for occultism. In hell, I saw him holding a human skull. And then he goes on to talk about the next section, says footballers and fans on their way to hell. I was then shown many teams and their supporters on their way to hell through the tunnels. The first team I saw was Chelsea Football Club. They were being led by Ivanovic and followed by the other players in a straight line. They all had diverse items in their hands. Some had incense oil, sacred rings, and other things. I was then shown how all those who followed and supported this team with their hearts were all following them in the tunnel to hellfire. I was then shown Ronaldinho, and certain young boys in the age range of 8 to 13 years. These boys were learning to play like him. I then saw a strange-looking demon in the various forms, namely form of a woman, a monkey, and had wings like a bat. This is the demon that helps him to play well. So when these boys started rehearsing, this demon manifests and enters them. I saw him and all his fans, supporters, and the boys who are seeking to play like him walking in the tunnel on their way to hell. The next football star I saw was Kaka. He had a Bible in his right hand and a football in the left hand. I then saw a demon come to him and told him, "Follow me, and I will show you the path of life." This demon then took the Bible and placed it in his left hand and the football in his right hand. Sadly, this demon was leading him to hell too. I then saw a man who told him in Portuguese that you can be a Christian, but everything you want to do in football, I will do it for you. This man did some rituals and a demon appeared. Then he put some liquid upon his head and the demon entered into him. He then began to play skillfully. I saw Brazilian teenage footballers all following him to hell. I was then shown some people who were walking silently to hell, and they were the Brazilian football teams. I asked the Lord Jesus, what have they done? And he said, it is because of idolatry. This because football is a god, and those who support it will eventually end up in hell. I then saw Pele went into a cemetery at night to invoke a demon. This demon came to the players and strange oil was rubbed on him and were asked not to touch any woman. Then I saw a strange demon with the head of a man, but the body of a calf. This demon was leading the team, including the old players like Pele and others. I also saw the majority of Brazilians following them silently to hell because of the passion for football. I saw that many footballers using rings, special oils, and other occult paraphernalia to ply their trade. However, the sad thing is all these players were walking straight to hell together with their supporters. I saw the France football team also being led by Zidane and other former players. Their fans and supporters were all following them to hell, and after this, I then saw the Egyptian national team being led by Abu Treka, and all were on their way to hell as well. The team was being led, two demons in the form of cows. The major demon which helped them win the African Cup of Nations 7 times was Osiris. I was then shown all the teams of the world, including the national team of Ghana, the Black Stars being followed by their supporters and fans. I then asked the Lord Jesus why it is so, and he said, because they all belong to the enemy and are involved in the occult practices. Then the Lord said, I should warn that no one who is into the occult can come into his kingdom. I saw all the football clubs arranged in levels on their way to hell silently and followed closely by their fans. All the young boys who are following the professional footballers were all following them to hell. Some of these boys do not go to the fetish themselves, but their teachers and coaches go for the occult powers and give them the items and instructions on what to do. And then he goes on to talk about Christians and football. I was then shown two Christian teams playing a football match, and demons came there in the form of bears to sit and watch the match. They were so happy and waving. Other demons also appeared from the ground to manipulate the match as though they were the coaches. And even when Christians were playing a match, the demons had a right to be present because football is a game which was designed by Lucifer to deceive many into hell. I then saw different church matches, and one man went to consult an occultist to win the match. He was given a clock to go to the cemetery to sleep there from 12 midnight till 6 a.m. He then placed the clock near the opposing church's pole so they would win the match. The other team too had a man go to another fetish who gave him a strange liquid, which he sprinkled on their jerseys. The demons then possessed the players, and they played by the power of the dwarfs on the field. And that is the end of that testimony with regards to football and soccer. As with everything, I ask you to please try, test, discern, and take everything I say or anyone else says to the Lord Jesus Christ in prayer. I am going to be posting another video that I saw from a gentleman I follow. He lives in France, and he was also posting something about this as well that was quite interesting. But like I'm saying to you, try, test, discern absolutely everything I say, anyone else says. Take it to the Lord Jesus Christ in prayer and seek him for clarification or any answers on this. Thank you so much. God bless you, keep you. Shalom. Chat soon. Bye for now.